Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakah Gwadash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. In peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Bra'aya with another video, and in this video, I'll be profiling a clip from the brother GMS Vegas Sit Downs 144 Guys YouTube channel titled Dr. Oz Promoting the MOTB Implant. And of course, the MOTB is the charagma in Revelation chapter 13, verses 16 to 18, that RFID/NFC MICROCHIPIMPLANT. And as we'll see from this clip, the MOTB is getting promoted in mainstream media because Dr. Oz is a very popular show, and it just lets us know what times we're living in. The times of the end for the ushering in of the kingdom of heaven, the times we've been diligently waiting for. The MOTB being mandatorily implemented is the linchpin of prophecy. Hey, we're at these times, Akim, so now is not the time to be getting weak. Now is the time to have all 10 toes down in this truth, pushing this word as hard as you possibly can to make your calling and election sure and be saved from this hour of temptation, which is quickly coming upon us. And I'm going to start it off in Habakkuk chapter 2, read verses 1 to 3. I will stand upon my watch, which is exactly what the true men of the Lord, the prophets of the Most High, chiefly through GMS or Great Millstone, are doing by watching the news and reading the scriptures and then filtering the news through the scriptures, such as this video. And set me upon the tower, and I will watch and see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it, going out onto the highways and byways preaching this word, as well as again putting up video epistles like this, showing that biblical prophecy is taking place right before our very eyes, and warning the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel of the times to come and what they need to do to stay in the good graces of their power, Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi, so they can make it through it and see salvation. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And as we'll see from this clip, the MOTB is no longer tarrying. Again, Dr. Oz is a very popular show, and they're putting the MOTB right in your faces. And besides that, with this situation that's been going on over the past 2 years, that has heavily sped up the end goal of the mandatory implementation of the charagma. Because what have we seen? Social spacing, as we'll call it, which has led to more contactless payments, people paying with Apple Pay, Venmo, Cash App, or anything like that, people moving more and more away from using physical currencies, and these central banks talking about CBDCs, or central bank digital currencies, which this charagma is going to be the middleman for. Now let's get into this clip. Brother's posting some precepts which you can pause and read on your own. Posted Habakkuk 2 verse 3, which we just read. And real quick, this video is a fair use video for a copyright disclaimer. I do not own any of the footage that's about to play in this clip, nor do I stand to gain from it monetarily. It is simply for educational purposes.
The latest breakthroughs. Turns out one of the biggest discoveries is actually this tiny. See how small that is? This little chip may be the next big thing, and it sounds like it's right from a sci-fi movie, but people all over the world are implanting these into their wrists. So I asked my producer, Dean, to find out more about this cutting-edge technology and what it could mean for your health.
Whether it's our smartphones, our watches, our fitness trackers, or our Bluetooth headphones, it's clear that technology is not just part of our lives, it's running them. It's how we buy things, watch things, how we date, stay safe.
How we buy things, that they may neither buy nor sell, save he that hath the charagma.
Even how we travel. Paul? Cool. We're so attracted to our devices that they're basically becoming a part of our bodies. But what if they really could become a part of our bodies? Well, guess what? They can. Meet the RFID microchip. This tiny chip, which can be implanted into your wrist, yes, I did say wrist, uses short-range radio frequency identification, similar to the tech used to track your pets or your phone. Once implanted in your body, it could identify you as you pass through the airport, open the door to your home. It could even be used to buy groceries at the supermarket. Now, your driver's license, passport, keys, and wallet are all inside your body.
All your personal information on the charagma. And just a couple of months ago, you had that company in Sweden say that the charagma could be used to show that you've taken the Cragamuffin 1.9 jungle juice. As you should know by now, we have to speak in codes due to YouTube's algorithms. But yeah, that Sweden company said that the MOTB that you get can show it can stand for a jab, IMMUNITY PASSPORT. But now I'm going to get into Revelation chapter 13, verses 16. And he causeth all, that he being the elite rulers of the planet right now, who are of the nation of Esau, Edom, the so-called white people, such as the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Gettys, Merovingians, you name it, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a MARK in their right hand or in their foreheads. And now I'm going to go into that word MARK in the Strongs, which of course is G5480, charagma.
Strong's G5480, charagma. Charagma.
A stamp and imprinted mark, of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the anti-Hamashiach. And a so-called Antichrist is just anybody that's going against the will of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. A thing carved, sculpture, graven work. This charagma isn't anything spiritual. It's not what these other camps say. An embargo on Christianity, dealing with white women, using guns, etc., etc. It's that MICROCHIPIMPLANT. And when we go to the Strong's definition, it says charagma, from the same as G5482, a scratch or etching. And how did they get that charagma in you? They scratch into your skin with that syringe. And when we go to the root word karax, it reads a pail or stake. And what do you do with a pail or a stake? You stamp it into the ground to lay claim to your mark. And this charagma looks like a little stake, and these elites want to implant it into your flesh to claim their rule over you. And when we go to the Strong's definition for this, harax, from karaso, to sharpen to a point, akin to G1125, through the idea of scratching. And when we go to G1125, it's grapho.
Strong's G1125. Grapho. Grapho.
Grapho. To write with reference to the form of letters, to delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material. To write with reference to the contents of the writing. To commit to writing. Things not to be forgotten. Write down, to record. And what did they just say in that clip? All your personal information is going to be written down or recorded on your charagma so you don't forget it. All your grapho. Let's play it back one more time.
Market. Now, your driver's license, passport, keys, and wallet are all inside your body, contained in something the size of a grain of rice. I know it might sound...
To commit to writing, things not to be forgotten, write down, record. And really, if the Spirit's dealing with you, it should be self-evident at this point that the charagma is what we're seeing in that video. A lot of you Israelites out there are about to find out that these other people that claim that they're Israelites and prophets and that are teaching that the charagma is anything else but that MICROCHIPIMPLANT is a charlatan. Hey, the Spirit's either not dealing with them, which if they're not teaching it to begin with, the Spirit's not dealing with them, or they've taken that bag, taking that hush money from Esau to teach that the charagma is anything else but what it actually is. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the MARK or the name of the BEAST or the number of his name. When the charagma is mandatorily implemented, you won't be able to do anything in society without it. Buy or sell, travel abroad, get a job, etc., etc. You'll be a social pariah. And as we can already see with this whole situation that's been going on, a two-tiered society has been created between those that have gotten the jungle juice and those that haven't. And those that haven't gotten the jungle juice are heavily ostracized by the mainstream.
Sound like sci-fi? But it's not. 10,000 people have already been chipped, and the number is growing. The possibilities are limitless, especially when it comes to your health. Imagine you're rushed to the hospital without any identification, but with just one scan of your chip, doctors know your name, date of birth, medical history, insurance, blood type, allergies, even the medication you're taking. This chip in your wrist won't just change your life, one day it might just save it. And that's why this little RFID microchip is the next big thing.
Sit with this clip. Back in Revelation 13, verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the BEAST. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. 666, which is a number pattern these Edomites heavily use in a lot of aspects of their society. But when we go to that 666, it's G5516.
Strong's G 5516. Chai, Xi, Stigma. Chai.
High size stigma. 666, the meaning of which is the basis of much vain speculation. But when the Spirit's dealing with you, there's no vain speculation over what this is. That charagma, as we just saw in that clip. And I want to go to G4742, stigma.
Strong's G 4742. Stigma. Stigma.
What is it saying? The root word from the primary stizo, to stick, i.e. prick. Prick into your skin with that syringe to put that charagma in you. MARK, pricked in or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies. And to you Israelites out there, or you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the only nation of people we're worried about out here, if you receive that charagma, that's all you're going to be, a slave to the elites of the Edomites, to indicate what master or general they belong to, Esau, Edom. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods. And to you Israelites who are hard-headed and refuse to listen unto the words of the prophets of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and don't accept that this charagma is that MICROCHIPIMPLANT, and receive it, you're going to be burned up by nuclear fire. This is Revelation chapter 14, verses 9 to 10. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and the beast is the last leg of the fourth beast in Daniel chapter 2, those iron toes mixed with miry clay, the reincarnated Roman Empire, which is known as the NATO-EU alliance that the U.S. is a part of today, and the image of the beast is the financial, political, and military aspects of the system, and receive his charagma in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. Those nuclear missiles, once they begin to be shot to the ends of the earth during World War III, as well as that concentrated heat, or the so-called laser beams from the chariots of the Most High, which people ignorantly refer to as so-called UFOs, in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, Yahawashi Hamashiach, whom the world ignorantly refers to as so-called Jesus Christ. So that's it with this video. And with this video, I hope you sincere Akim and Akwath were edified, as we can clearly see we're in those times. We're in the times of the mandatory implementation of the charagma. We're in the times of the end of the rulership of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites, and the times of Yahawashi's second coming before the ushering in of the kingdom of heaven. So again, you should be doing everything you can to stay in the good graces of your power, Yahweh Bahasham Yahawashi, so you could hope to be of that elect number, have that protective hedge over you for when your hour of temptation comes, and see salvation. So again, I hope this video was edifying to you sincere Akim and Akwath, and as always, I'm going to say Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharala, and until next time, Shalom.